Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Revelation 13:18.
How to understand Revelation 13:18, and to whom does 666 refer? Does 666 have to follow the interpretations of modern American scholars, which were voiced 2,000 years later? At the time this verse was written, no one understood it, and it was only known by these American interpreters, who linked it to their creation, the microchip issue. No, understanding 666 does not have to wait for the interpretations of those American scholars, and then making Hollywood movies like The Omen and Left Behind. The Book of Revelation is a traditional Jewish apocalyptic book. Like other books in the same genre, apocalyptic, it inspired people to use symbols, heavenly visions, and speak in codes understood only by contemporary readers. The Book of Revelation is a book of revelation, not a puzzle book solved by evangelists made in America 2,000 years later. The Apostle John wrote his book in a real context to 7 churches, as commanded by the Lord Jesus, and his writings could be understood by his contemporary readers. The Apostle John clearly states, "This calls for wisdom. Let the one who has understanding calculate the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Now, did this wisdom only emerge 2,000 years later? And for 2,000 years, the entire world, including the 7 churches at that time, were all blank about what the apostle wrote? Of course not. The Apostle John was a Jew. He wrote with a very Jewish mindset. The Book of Revelation is a teaching that is anti-Roman. At that time, the Christian community was engaged in polemics and conflicts with the Roman pagan gods. Emperor Nero, NERÔN QêSAR. Nun 50 plus RêSY 200 plus Vav 6 plus Nun 50 plus Kef 100 plus SΑΜΕKH 60 plus RÆSH 200, total 666. 666 in Greek script is written as Chi Sigma. Chi, he transliterated KH, its value 600 She. She transliterated X, its value 60, and Sigma, Stigma transliterated S. Stigma, not Sigma, originates from the Phoenician script, resembling the capital letter F, which later in numerical writing became Sigma S, its value 6. The Greek expression Chi Rho Alpha Gamma Mu Alpha, KHARAGMA, meaning mark or sign in Revelation 13:16, is most commonly used for the stamp or imprint on documents or coins. KHARAGMA became the imperial seal of the Roman Empire, used on official documents during the 1st and 2nd centuries. The type of KHARAGMA, as suggested by Craig C. Hill, symbolizes comprehensive Roman economic power, with its currency bearing the image of the emperor, and conveying claims of his divinity, e.g., portraying the emperor's face with the sun's rays. In the 1st century, it is noted that the zealots refused to handle Roman coins with the emperor's image. Adela Yarbrough Collins, 1984, Crisis and Catharsis. Therefore, if trade could only be conducted using Roman currency, it became difficult for Christians to function in a society where their participation in idol worship to the emperor was required. During the reign of Emperor Decius to 49 to 51 AD, those who did not possess a certificate of sacrifice libellus to Caesar could not engage in trade, a prohibition that might have recurred during Nero's leadership. This recalls one of the warnings mentioned in Revelation 13:17. Refusal to use Roman currency led to a situation where no one can buy or sell. Revelation 13:17. When transactions did occur, people used currency that featured the Roman emperor, who was deified and an object of worship. Therefore, every transaction using this currency was a reminder that people advanced their economic livelihood by relying on a political power that did not acknowledge the true God. Past interpreters believed that the Book of Revelation was written before the destruction of the temple. The authority of Emperor Nero led the Apostle John to exile on Patmos. Robinson, J. Before Jerusalem fell, 1976. However, most interpreters argue that the Book of Revelation was written after Emperor Nero's suicide. In 68 AD, the Catholic Encyclopedia has recorded that Revelation was written at the end of the reign of the Roman Emperor Domitian, probably c. 95 or 96 AD. With this note, some interpreters doubt that the number 666 refers to Nero because it would be impossible for the Book of Revelation, written 30 years after Nero's death, to refer to him as 666. Nevertheless, there were rumors that Nero had not truly died and would return. Nero Redivivus, the return of Nero, is a belief that Nero would come back. After Nero's suicide in 68 AD, the belief began to spread, particularly in the eastern provinces, that Nero did not die and would return one day. Roman imperial astrologers of that time had predicted Nero's fall, but also foresaw that Nero would regain power in the east. At least 3 individuals claimed to be Nero Redivivus, Nero risen from the dead. There is an opinion that Nero returned to power through Emperor Domitian, who exhibited a similar style of rule as Nero, and imposed heavy taxes on the population of the province of Asia Lydia. During this period, the Roman currency system featuring the emperor became the means of exchange in commerce. A scroll in Aramaic from Wadi Murabat, dating from the 2nd year of Emperor Nero, refers to him by name and title. Written as NERÔN KAISER, in Greek, the original language of the New Testament, the number 666 can be written in full as hexakosi oi hexakanta hex. So, it should be remembered that the Bible does not write the number 6 3 times 6 and 6 and 6. It doesn't say 666. Instead, it expresses the numerical value in a symbolic gematria form, 666. Hexakosi oi hexakanta hex 666 in Revelation 13:18 has caused a phobia or fear disorder called hexakosi oi hexakanta hexaphobia, literally fear of the number 666. Those who suffer from hexakosi oi hexakanta hexaphobia always avoid using the number 666. For example, Ronald Reagan and Nancy Reagan in 1989 were going to move to Bel Air in Los Angeles. They found a house with the address St. Cloud Road number 666. Eventually, they decided to move to a different house on St. Cloud Road with the number 668. Similarly, the coronavirus COVID-19 outbreak since early 2020 has created a new form of hexakosi oi hexakanta hexaphobia, with some people associating the coronavirus with 666. Take a moment to reflect. Are you one of the sufferers of hexakosi oi hexakanta hexaphobia?